What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Hitbox European Championship here on the Pro Dota English channel with a little bit of help from Alpha Draft Steel Series as well as esportgaming.com. Be sure to check them out, show some love to them because they're showing love to us, and some asshat right now thinks it's a good idea to mow their lawn right outside where I'm casting, so if you hear any rumbling, it's not the world ending, it's just good lawn care, I suppose. I'm Mike Loris, going to be your only caster for today. Yes, everyone has left me. So sad. So, guys, give me your energy because that was a grueling last series. Went pretty late, but here we are. Alternate attacks going up against My Insanity, if you could even call this My Insanity. We've got Mitch and Milan, who've been on My Insanity forever, it seems, and Nico Baby, Thug, as well as Spartan, formerly of London Conspiracy. LC has disbanded, I think, or they're no longer under the London Conspiracy tag, at least. So there's that. I think they're mostly still all together, maybe a couple of alterations, but something like this My Insanity squad definitely has enough power to take down alternate attacks, who are always going to be a pretty stable tier 2 team. They don't have quite yet what it takes to be on the top, but hey, near the top is sometimes all you need to get in order to have some good showing, especially in these types of tournaments. So we have ourselves a draft to look at. Shaker and Lina already. My Insanity going to open things up with quite a decent amount of burst damage. Fissure into an LSA is one of the more deadly combos, and it's going to kind of dissuade the alternate attack side from going for like a Shadow Fiend solo in the mid lane, just inherently versus Lina. Not really the best matchup there, but then when you add a Fissure on top of that, it pretty much guarantees an LSA to land, and things get really dangerous for that mid lane of alternate attacks. So maybe someone like a Templar Assassin will be a little bit better for them, a little bit safer, or a Wind Ranger just to outrange that combo maybe will be a little bit preferred, but already My Insanity show that they want to sit on this mid lane and want to dominate as much as possible. Alternatively, for alternate attacks, Gyrocopter, Clockwork, and now a Rubik as the pick. All three of these heroes, though they won't all go into a lane all at the same time, do work very well together once they hit that stage where they're going to be dissolving lanes. Rubik Gyrocopter most likely will be going to the same lane and just lifting up someone into a Rocket Barrage. That can get you some really, really easy kills, especially early on, especially if you have any sort of hero to add any sort of damage in through the early stages, whether it's just like a kind of low-ish damage like a hero like a Dazzler or Witch Doctor, it's still usually going to be good enough. It is worth noting that Tusk is still in the pool somehow. Io getting a rather early ban, so there's that. But yeah, usually by now, Tusk is going to be taken care of. But instead, My Insanity, they have their chance to pick it up. It is pretty decent up against what alternate attacks have and would set them on a pretty aggressive route. Alternatively, they can go for a Darkseer and just have an offlane Darkseer, and that's usually going to be pretty darn safe. As alternate attacks have the Clockwork, that's another one of those really, really safe offlane heroes that teams usually try to prioritize pretty highly. My Insanity have that decision point. For alternate attacks, if they grab a Tusk, it will be a supporting Tusk, since Clockwork most of the time is going to be going towards that offlane. But at the same time, like Rubik Tusk, or I guess a Rubik support with a Tusk support with a Gyrocopter can do quite a lot of work. You just get in there with a Snowball, and Gyrocopter is able to just grind them down after that. Lina, Shaker, yeah, they're okay with dealing with Snowballs. Freehanding an LSA is very difficult to land up against a Snowball. Fissure is a little bit easier. But early on in lane, pretty much no matter what the offlane situation is for My Insanity, that hero is going to be taking a hell of a lot of damage. So yeah, My Insanity, they have a decision point here as to whether or not that Tusk is going to be enough to fit into their draft. Seems like instead they're going to prioritize the Darkseer, which I kind of already went over. It's a pretty safe offlaner. It is going to be still maybe not having the best time versus Rubik and Gyrocopter, which is going to be able to poke and prod at the Darkseer as need be. But if alternate attacks actually want to kill off an offlane Darkseer with this combo, they're going to need another disable in some way, shape, or form. Or at least some way to cancel out the Surge. Maybe like a point-click silence, like a Skywrath Mage, will be pretty decent here. In fact, it looks like it'll be really good here. Comboing not up against the not only just up against the Darkseer, but also Surge to Mystic Flare with the Clockwork and get kills on the softer heroes like Lina and Shaker. Hell, even Darkseer. Like, that combo just does so much damage when you seal them, put them in the cogs, and then flare them. It's very easy to collect so many heads off of that. So for alternate attacks, that may be enough to deal with this Darkseer. Just get the silence off, which of course does amplify the Rocket Barrage. Gotta remember that as well. And then you lift them up, or you grab the Silencer. Okay, so this is something that the European teams have been experimenting with. We actually just saw Illidan standing in for... Oh, it was just yesterday. Come on. Screen Squad. Yes, Illidan was standing in for Screen Squad, and they put the Silencer over in the mid lane. Now, Silencer mid lane is potentially really good, potentially will get absolutely crushed, and it doesn't look like it's going to be the most safest situation for him in this particular game. Lina, Shaker, that as a combo is really deadly. Shadow Fiend picked up on My Insanity could also be that mid lane matchup versus the Silencer, and Silencer just by himself doesn't really do well versus two heroes. I mean, yeah, he really gets ahead in lane by spamming out his spells. The Glaives of Wisdom obviously not drawing any creep aggro, and you get some free harassment damage there. You're able to trade hits pretty effectively with the likes of Shadow Fiend or Lina. And then Last Word, just level 1, even Last Word, does a lot of damage. 150 nuke is pretty darn high. Like, we look at Fade Bolt, it does 70. So, eat that, Rubik. Silencer's got you one-upped. But for right now, it is going to be what seems like a mid lane Silencer, which is fine. The Global Silence is definitely going to be really good up against My Insanity, though Shadow Fiend does have the right-click power eventually. For the most part, across the board, My Insanity are spellcasters, so a good Global Silence with the call down with the hook shot can just utterly destroy a fight. And that's sometimes just good enough. Winning fights seems pretty good, guys. They have 30 seconds to make their final ban out right now. My Insanity looks like they're going to be looking for a carry hero. Up against Silencer, up against a Gyrocopter. It's a pretty, varied cast. And Lancer, Anti-Mage, probably the two biggest carries in Dota at the moment, at least safe lane carries, along with that Gyrocopter that's already picked up, so too late for that one. Already taken care of. As far as carries that are kind of immune to the Global Silence, there's one. It's going to be the Wraith King, who could get silenced and then shrug it off very easily. They would like to have a hero that is naturally going to buy BKB. Something like a Bloodseeker actually might be pretty decent here. You could very easily tear into that Silencer, and if you get Global Silence, not really a huge deal. You don't really have many things to cast. You just kind of run at them, and Lina, Shaker supporting that type of hero would get them quite a bit. It seems like My Insanity think that this Silencer is going to be played as support, which is reasonable, I guess, but I don't know. Maybe I just have carry Silencer on the mind. Or mid lane Silencer, rather, on the mind. If they do want to go for another support, again, anyone with the disable to lock down that Darkseer, and they should be good to go. Maybe they even want to, they can consider playing this a little bit slower, grabbing someone like a Sand King for the epicenter, and then really starting to hit that team fight home. And they have options right now. Obviously, they would like to have a disable to try to shut down this Darkseer, get some extra kills, never a bad thing. But they have options, and they have 5 seconds to make it. Invoker! The second Invoker of the day. Alternate Attacks, as a team, they have picked Invoker a little bit more than other teams. How is this Invoker going to be played? That's the real question. And My Insanity going to grab a Slark. This is a hero that can kind of sometimes maybe deal with the Silencer, but it is a very resistant hero overall. And let's look at these overlays up. That is not the correct overlay. Boom. We fixed it. We're awesome. Alright, so we're going to be having the classic pause, but okay, the two last picks. It's going to be the Invoker. The first Invoker that we saw of today was a Wex Invoker. Did an okay job, wasn't really that overwhelming, but in this game, Wex Invoker actually seems pretty decent. I believe the Tornado does purge off Surge from Darkseer. So that's pretty sweet. If you get that to land, you're going to be golden. And this Invoker looks like he is going to gear towards the mid lane, so it's going to be a support Silencer after all. I mean, I love seeing Invoker. I don't really know if there's anyone who's like, oh, Invoker, so boring. What a boring hero. But you know what? In exchange for a support Silencer, I don't really know if this is the correct choice for alternate. That being said, the mid lane matchup versus either Lina or Shadow Fiend, you could probably at this point expect a Shadow Fiend, is not that great for the Invoker, but if he gets Exhort, he could still get those kills. If you have a Rubik lift up, if you have Cogs to land, very, very easy painted target for a Sunstrike. Alternatively, he could go for that Tornado build to get the Wex leveled up and try to look to EMP the My Insanity side. EMP is a tool that's actually really, really good versus Slark. He can pact out of the Tornado, which somehow makes sense. Don't ask me why. But if you drop all of his mana, then what are you going to do as Slark? You can try to juke. Good luck with that. And if he does have Shadow Dance up and he gets hit with a EMP, he's not getting out of there. So I actually might like the EMP build a little bit more for this Invoker. He's gone for a Null Talisman branch, so definitely getting as much damage as he can to start things off. Usually that's an indication that you're going to be going for Wex, but it's not really going to be a complete decision point there. It's obviously up to his discretion. And then on the My Insanity side, the Slark. It's fine. I mean, it's a hero that is somewhat resistant to the Silencer ultimate. It's a hero that can definitely punish a Silencer very quickly, but if you do get Silence as Slark, you're going to be really, really sad. Like, sad times forever. And there's also maybe Tornadoes and Lift-Ups, and I don't really know if this is the best environment for a Slark come the mid-late game. Early on, however, with an expected lane of Lina, Shaker, and Slark is really, really deadly. Like, first of all, just Shaker and Lina and any other hero is deadly. Like, add a Medusa, add a Spectre to that, and you'll still probably get some kills. But a Slark, to be able to jam those kills home with the Pounce, with the Pact, that's all the good stuff. And not really sure why we're paused right now, but it's been paused for like 2 minutes, so gotta keep track of that. Yeah, the Slark should be able to get those kills. Even on someone like a Clockwork, who's usually going to be one of the more resistant heroes, if you can get on top of the Clockwork, prevent him from cog bouncing the Slark out, you're golden. You could do so much damage to him. Maybe you're not going to get the kills, but you're good enough to get some harassment damage or force him back to the base or something like that. And hey, look at that. We are good to go. Let's see how this game is actually going to pan out, guys. Game 1 between My Insanity and Alternate Attacks is underway, starting only an hour late. Come on, it's not that bad. It's only a little bit beyond the schedule, kind of, maybe. Okay, well, let's see who's going to be playing what. On the My Insanity side, they have Thug playing the Shadow Fiend. Such an appropriate name, given how Shadow Fiend walks. Like, if you just look at this guy, it's like, yeah, looks like a thug. Thugly. Or gangster, or whatever slang word you want to use. Nico Baby's going to be playing the Slark right behind him. He is very comfortable on this hero. It almost feels like I only see Nico Baby play Slark, but I'm sure he plays other heroes too. Milan is going to be on the supporting Shaker with Spartan on the Lina. They're going to be running into Sasu right now, but just a one morning shot up towards top lane. They're going to put Mitch on the Darkseer. Again, another hero-player combination that he's very comfortable with. On the alternate attack side, Exotic Deer is going to be playing the Gyrocopter. He could even take this lane by himself if need be. Don't think it's going to ultimately end in that, but not a big deal. We got Supreme, NVIDIA Supreme, on the Invoker. Nisha is going to be playing the Rubik. Elisash is going to be on the Silencer, and Sasu is going to be playing the aforementioned Clockwork. Most likely just the Silencer to see what's going on, and wait a minute, Silencer has... Okay, never mind. Silencer just has a support kit, but he has to be really careful right now because he's actually going to get blocked right now. He's perfectly in range of that LSA. He's going to get pounced as well. A small taste of things to come. This is not a good place for any hero, let alone a Silencer. I don't really know what the upside is. Like, it's fine if you're just chilling up here, right? If you're up here, you're happy. You're good. But once you go down here, then you're sad. Like, this is sad mode times. It's just such a small distinction, but Shaker being able to close that distance, even without boots and landing a perfect wall, that Silencer should not have died there. Really, there's no situation where a Silencer who's playing really safe goes down, but it is going to be First Blood, either way, drawn by the Shaker, so he is going to... Man, my hotkeys are all messed up, so my bad, guys. He's going to get Boots of Speed delivered, and that is just going to help in his roam plan. Again, the Shadow Fiend versus anyone matchup, as long as it's Shadow Fiend with a little bit of Shaker help, is favored for the Shadow Fiend. Like, even though Invoker, is okay in lane, he's not going to win a Shadow Fiend inherently. He's especially not going to beat a Shadow Fiend when he has Fissure support. Fissure into Raise, maybe not going to get the kill just yet because it's only level 2 Shadow Fiend, but Supreme is going to be on the back foot. So at this point, he has to rely on his Sunstrikes to land, which it looks like he's going to eventually invoke up, but with these dual lanes, can they actually expect Sunstrikes to be set up? I think the answer is no, and well, they might need to have one right now. Elisash is going to hit with the Fissure again. This time he dodges the LSA. There's still going to be a lot of right clicks, body blocking as well, and Silencer at the very least is going to get a lot of regeneration forced out. Sasu, he's going to get the cogs up, and Spartan's in a little bit of trouble actually. Does land LSA, but gets bumped back again by the cogs. Clockwork gets the kill, and Elisash gets to get a stack of intelligence super early. Nico Baby not wanting to help out in that fight at all. 1-to-1 right now, and that was a messy gank. That was a really good opportunity for a gank. Like, if you get that much of a wraparound on these types of heroes, you should be getting a kill. And speaking of, Milan's looking for round 2. Fissure is going to connect, but the cogs push him away. In fact, cogs are going to bump him back twice. Nico has to dig through the cogs. Now he's going to start with the essence onto Sasu. Nice last word. That creep isn't going to be casting anything. It might even get disarmed, but now they're going to try to go for the Silencer. Nico Baby's dropping really low. One more glaive. Not quite going to do it, I don't think, especially with the salve and the pounce dodge. But now it's Elisash. He's calling the corner. Sasu's going to put the cogs up. Milan going to try to raise the Silencer. Will get the kill, but now Sasu, he wants the Shaker, but he can't quite get him because he has to deal with this full health Slark. He has no pounce, but Elsa is He's going to land in Slark, looking to call off his retreat. Clockwork and Sega run up to the south, looking for Milan, but as this Slark starts to get some damage, Milan's going to look for a couple right clicks as well. Sasu's at least going to cancel the regeneration. Sasu is kind of dead right now, especially with the pounce landing. It's 3-1 now in favor of My Insanity on this bottom lane. What a shitfest of a game on this bottom lane already. But you know what? You would expect this type of lane to be happening when you have a 3v2 lane. You also would expect to be the side with 3 heroes, in this case My Insanity, to be winning this lane. There are very, very, very few dual lanes that can beat tri-lanes, especially tri-lane of this caliber. This is like a dream tri-lane. Like, if you ask for 3 heroes, maybe you want Gyrocopter instead of Slark. Maybe that'll make it a little bit better, but Shaker, Lina, that's a good start. And Slark to get the kills is definitely no slouch. And so far we have seen not a single Sunstrike just yet. He has his hands full with a Cold Snap. He's going to put a little bit of harassment damage into Thug, but it's not really a terribly huge deal for Thug. He has his bottle, he has his salve. He'll be just fine to regen back up to full, but again, it's just a small taste of things to come in this bottom lane. This dual lane of Silencers and Clockwork is kind of wonky. Like, you would normally like to have this Clockwork just get solo experience and just hold on to a lane by himself. Silencer doesn't really contribute that much. He has found an opportunity to get himself 1 stack of Int. That's fine and everything, but it's not really going to be enough to a compelling reason to keep up with this lane, because up towards top lane, Darkseer is the real winner of this bottom lane formation for alternate. He doesn't really have to worry about all that much. Even if he gets lifted up into a rocket barrage, he's going to have to also get hit with the full length of homing missile, or very long homing missile, to actually go down. Over towards mid, Supreme's in a lot of trouble. Fissure is going to wall off. LSA is going to land a couple raises, a couple right clicks. That's a dead Invoker. Someone's TPing in. Nisha on the wrong side of the Fissure, actually. Thug, he doesn't have a ton of mana. He get 1 raise out. He should have raised. I think you have a bottle charge, might as well get free damage when you can. That was a very, very unfortunate TP in from Nisha. That's not really where you want to be. It's like, oh, just teleport in and help out. Suddenly, secondary Fissure block. The value. Insane value. 4-1, and My Insanity are rotating around like clockwork. Not like this Clockwork, but like the other colloquial Clockwork. Lina and Shaker, again, I said it in the draft, it is one of the most dangerous combinations you could possibly find. They're going to try to go in again for Sasu. He's going to have the cogs available that will push Nico Baby away, but he's still going to take a lot of damage, and Silencer's arrival isn't really going to change that much. They couldn't get the kill on the clock anyway, and he's actually completely out of everything. He's going to get Tranquils, which will definitely help out, but man, every single poke that My Insanity attempts is going to result into a lot of damage in this Clockwork. Therefore, he's going to have to play very far back. He's only level 3. Mitch is going to get a full face of Rocket Barrage up towards top, but he again has a salve, has a bottle that's mostly full, and he'll chug it all down. Oh, feels bad drinking all those fluids, but he'll get away, and while that's happening, Silencer's dying. Also, they're going to rotate into Supreme, but Silencer just on the receiving end of yet another pounce, and 2-0-2 on this Slark, only 5 minutes in. This is going to be a Slark game. This is going to be a game where he can get a Shadow Blade, he can get a Blink Dagger, maybe not both, but, you know, one or the other, and then you can just go off like a rocket. Again, heroes like Silencer, Rubik, even Invoker to a lesser extent, although still a very real extent, vulnerable to the likes of this initiation style by Slark. For right now, it should be Power Treads. No, it's Ring of Aquila. More or less interchangeable. I mean, it's early game items for him, but, you know, Power Treads and Ring of Aquila. And then I would expect a Blink Dagger. Shadow Blade seems fine as well. Shadow Blade later on for breaking the enemies, that would be maybe what he wants to go for if they really want to take it late, but you know, Slark has so much flexibility in this lane. He's not getting the most CS. That's actually that title is being held by Exotic Deer on the top lane. For the most part, going 1v0, 1v Darkseer. Not really a terribly difficult lane for the Gyrocopter to handle, especially with the Rubik helping him out. But this Slark is going to be a real big problem for alternate moving forward, especially if the Shaker and Lina keep making their rotations. Right now, Shaker and Lina have kind of separated. Melange wants a little more experience over in mid. Wants to get to that Echo Slam at the very least to get Enchant Totem, to get another Aftershock proc, so you get more stuns. And who could say no to more stuns? Lina's going to camp down towards bottom lane, but this might not be for much longer because we have Elisash as well as Nisha smoked up, looking for someone. Unfortunately, the smoke gank route of go down river, then go back up river isn't really that good. So it looks like this smoke isn't really going to be doing that much. But still, that being said, at least alternate are trying. Okay, is that even trying? I don't even know. I don't think you could call that trying really hard, at least, because Shadow Fiend, he's sitting behind the tier 1 very comfortably. He's going to clean up a triple stack, quad stack actually, of hard creeps. Clockwork is going to see it, he can't do anything about it, because Clockwork can't really do that much in this lane, because he knows that if he gets close, if somehow the Slark rather lands a pounce, it's not over for the Clockwork, but he's going to take a lot of damage. More or less unavoidable damage. And Spartan's just camping this bottom lane. He wants the Clockwork to know that if you go in, you will die. Speaking of dying up towards top, Mitch not in a great position. He's going to get last worded, and the Silencer is going to draw the kill in the end. With said last word, Darkseer is going to give up some into the Silencer, so pretty decent rotation by Elisage. Stealing the kill maybe, but hey, at least he gets the instack. That's really all he wanted. And Exotic Deer is going to get a little bit further ahead over towards mid lane. Invoker still has yet to cast anything to help out his side lanes. Might be the victim of yet another gank from the Shaker. And the position of Supreme is actually really good right now, so... Whoa, is my stream down? Wait, what happened? Hold up, guys, hold up. Let's refresh this. No picnic. Don't panic. I think it might just have dropped a little bit, so it should be up in like 2 minutes. There's a 2-minute delay, by the way.
All things fall.
Yeah, so we should maybe be back soon. I'm just going to assume that it's going to be fine because I have 0 dropped frames, still uploading properly. Although the stream isn't loading. Hold up. Please. Please, hitbox. Please don't break. Ah, whatever. It'll be fine. What's the worst that could happen? Come on. Why would it just break like that? Always seems like shit just breaks when you don't touch it. It's like, oh, it's going fine forever. For a whole day and a half, and then just breaks all of a sudden. But 9:20 in the clock and 5-2 in favor of My Insanity. With that lead, they're not going to be able to translate that into anything just yet, mostly because Slark doesn't really have his item. But the item that he is going to be grabbing, it seems like it's going to be that Blink Dagger. Otherwise, maybe he would be buying that Shadow Blade up already. Get the stat item, get the sword up. But yeah, Blink Dagger, then he's going to be super active around the map. And then My Insanity, maybe we'll have a timing. Actually, no, they won't have a timing. I mean, not the timing that I was thinking of, at least. I thought it would be Mech on the Shadow Fiend at about the same time as the Blink Dagger from the Slark. Yeah, okay, where the hell is this stream? It says it's loading.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
By the way, for anyone who's listening to the recording, or even on the stream if it's working, then I'm sorry for this, but I gotta fix this. On the side, the only one here. Alright, we're good. So, I told you it was nothing, but this isn't nothing. Supreme, he's gonna get a face full of Earthshaker, Echo Slam out of nowhere, suddenly Fissure as well, not even needed actually, he didn't have the mana for it. They'll kill off the Invoker. Surprise Echo Slam is the worst kind of Echo Slam, at least for an Invoker. And that's going to lead into a lot of damage into this tier 1. No one alternate actually here. They'll fortify, but to what end, I ask you? This tower should be going down, leaving Slark with a lot of free space. They have a TP coming in. They have Gyrocopter here with the call down. It's going to connect up to 3. Milan's going to throw the Fissure towards Nisha. Not going to get lifted up just yet, but he might get lifted up in the end, and he will get dragged back right into the Rockets. He'll go down, giving us another stack of in toward the Silencer, but that forced a rotation of 4 heroes from alternate into that mid lane. In the meantime, Slark, he is going to go right towards that Shadow Blade, it looks like. So he's going to grab the Shadow Amulet, going to grab that sword, and then he's going to be on the hunt. He'll join up to the rest of his team. Mitch finally getting a little bit of recovery time up towards top lane. Only Arcane Boots bottle right now. Kind of a weird build to see on Darkseer. Usually, like 9 times out of 10 usually, it's going to be Soul Ring into the Mechanism. Maybe he'll get that a little bit later. Like, you don't go for Mechanism on Thug, I guess, because you're going for Mechanism on Darkseer, in theory. But he's not, so someone should be getting a mech. If no one gets the mech, that'll be one of the more surprising things that I've seen today. But yeah, someone should be getting it eventually, because you want to have a timing lined up where your Slark is able to get these pickoffs very freely with the Shadow Blade, and the rest of the team is able to get those towers down with the mech. So maybe the BKB on Shadow Fiend is going to be good enough, but BKB for Shadow Fiend, kind of a necessity up against this Global Silence, but at the same time, not really what you want to be doing all the time. It seems like No, Milan, as well as Spartan, they're positioning themselves near the Roche pit, trying to look for a wraparound maybe on the Clockwork. They can't kill off Roshan yet. They don't have a medallion. They don't really have that much damage, actually. Just the Shadow Fiend is hitting pretty hard, granted. But no, they're going to take this slow path and wrap all the way around Sasu. Does he smell this one coming? Seems like he doesn't. He might have to right about now, because Fissure's going to land, not going to block him off. They'll pounce right over it and get the kill with the raise. Laguna Blade also used there up towards top in the meantime. Mitch in a little bit of trouble right now. He's going to get the surge up, but the rocket's still doing so much damage. He's going to get Sunstruck, maybe. No, he'll dodge it narrowly, but the rocket is still flying. Dodge it, Mitch. Jump in the air and flip over it. No, it's not going to happen. Darkseer is going to die to the Gyrocopter. Missile level 1. Sometimes all you need up against a Darkseer. And it'll trade evenly off lane for off lane. Question is, who can get more in the way of objectives, in the way of structures after this one? It looks like the answer to that is going to be My Insanity. The Shadow Fiend's damage output is still extremely high and over towards mid. Well, Nico Baby's going to find the jump onto Supreme with the Lina coming in as well. They don't even need the LSA. The Shadow Blade already getting the Slark 1 kill. And I'm sure that is just one of the many that Nico Baby is going to claim with this item. It is a 13-minute Shadow Blade with the Ring of Aquila. Like, this is a really fast item. Nico is buying Midas. Caster knows nothing. Oh man, Dark Lord, you are hilarious. You are so funny. Well, this is going to be a very dangerous game now for Alternate. This is where you really don't want to have a silencer on your team. He has no way of protecting himself up against a Slark. If you somehow disarm the Slark, you're golden. But I don't really think that's going to be the case. I don't think that's going to be the case. 8-4, and Alternates are kind of already on the back foot. Now, fortunately for them, there's no mech yet. Although the mech is coming up, the lead is increasing, and My Insanity have the type of lineup that can capitalize off of this lead by getting more kills, therefore slowing down the alternate side even more. Like this. Nisha has Surge. Maybe that's gonna... Okay, never mind. I was like, maybe with Surge you have a chance. He needs to steal a blink, but there's no blink here that he could steal, so... Yeah, or an Invis, also no Invis to steal. Milan is going to get Sunstruck over in mid. That's going to hit squarely on him. Last word, is that going to pop? No, that's actually the silence effect. He'll be, oh no, actually he will do damage, but now there's the global silence. Call down as well, however, it mostly will be dodged. Nico Baby looking for an opportunity in his Thug. Just going to hold his ground with the Requiem. He can do so much damage, and here comes Nico Baby. Death Requiem as well, and they'll take down everybody. Further, Shadow Fiend, Sasu does pick off the Shaker in the end. Now it's to worry about Nico Baby, however. There's a pounce available, looking for it, will connect. Sasu, though, has a hook shot. He'll turn things around, try to bump Nico Baby back into the tower, maybe, but this Slark, he's not going to go down without a fight. In fact, he gets his ultimate off, pounce again onto the Clockwork. Now onto Nisha, who just respawned. Clockwork is going to call it quits there. No, it's Nisha going to pounce forward and actually zap Lina. Oh my god, that was a hilarious play from Nisha just because of how messed up it looks when Rubik is pouncing. They get the kill on Lina, get the kill on Shadow Fiend and Shaker, but it costs them 4 heroes. It costs them so many heroes right now. It's still an even exchange in gold, kind of even-ish in experience because of the value of the targets that they've gotten because of how far ahead My Insanity are right now. Yet that being said, Mitch was also on the top lane, tower now down, and Mechanism a little bit closer, and crucially, the Slark gets to live. That's really the most important thing. If Alternate took down the Slark, things would be a little bit more even. But they clearly didn't, and now he's 6-0-5 with the Shadow Blade, and it looks like he's going to go for a BKB? BKB to get rid of the Global Silence, maybe a little bit defensive for Nico Baby. Maybe he's going to go straight Silver Edge. Not sure how much I like the straight Silver Edge build, but hey, he's going to find a free pick on the Silencer. Poor dude. He just wants to place vision for his team. That's all he wants. Hookshot though on Nico Baby. Sunstrike is there as well. He'll dodge it, go into the dance, and go right on top of Supreme. He sees the Gyrocopter here. He needs to pounce out. He needs to leave right now, but the Deafening Blast will kill him off. Now here comes Nisha pouncing in again to get the lift up on Mitch. This time into the cogs. Very well played by this combo of Alternate. Here comes Spartan. Throws a Laguna Blade maybe towards Exotic Deer. Not quite enough with the Dragon Slave. It will be. That's a good trade for the Lina for the Gyrocopter, but the Slark goes down, and that's the big kill that Alternate we're looking for. That's really the only kill that they want at this stage. Slark 7-1-5, and I don't really know why you went up towards here. I mean, he dodged the Sunstrike, and that's nice. Milan going to try to TP out, but a fissure returned by the Rubik, and Supreme now is here with the Cold Snap. Milan's not going anywhere anytime soon. Invoker's going to draw that kill. All of a sudden, it's Alternate to draw the 4 kill, and this time Shadow Fiend, he's on the bottom lane. Shoved it out pretty hard, but was there a tower there to take? I think it was already destroyed. Actually, no, he might have destroyed this one. Was that him? I have no idea if that was him, but yeah, Thug not a part of that fight, and it's now the timing is kind of there where My Insanity still want to fight with this Mechanism with Sanjin Yasha and BKB coming up on the Shadow Fiend. And that seems like it's just about all they have. They've been getting these kills. Nico Baby, he, just as a Slark player, I've seen him get about this far ahead, and then nothing happens afterwards. Like, he starts dying because he's like, oh, I could kill anyone I want. Easy game, easy life. And then he dies. And he's like, okay, well, momentary setback. And then he dies again. And then he dies again. And then the game just stalls out and he just doesn't get any farm. The Slark really does have to balance getting hero kills with getting creep kills. And right now, he's dead set on getting hero kills. Although getting a courier, ooh, that's a free one. What? How the hell did they see that? Well, they're going to go for the silencer anyway. This is a very dead silencer. And Slark now with the Shadow Dance. And he has a pounce soon. He has actually his backup. They're going to turn things around, vacuum back Exotic Deer right into an Echo Slam Laguna Blade as well. That's a dead Gyrocopter. A really dead Gyrocopter at that. And they get 2 kills instead of just 1. I have no idea why the courier turned around there. I don't think they saw Nico Baby. He was invisible. But who knows? Maybe maybe the courier has hacked True Sight. You never know, guys. They'll take down 2 kills, and now they're going to go for a little bit more. This is the deadly timing I was talking about. You get the pick off, use the mech to win any subsequent team fight, then you take the tower. This time, alternate, they're going to go up towards top lane, try to take that tower. It's going to force the Invoker back, actually, with the canceled TP. Was that Nico Baby? I think that was. So the tower might actually drop to the Invoker after all. Oh, here comes another hero. It's going to be the Shadow Fiend, looking perhaps for a deny. That's the best he can hope for right now. Not going to happen. Tower is destroyed. Now Supreme. He has Ghost Walk primed and ready. And it looks like he'll just walk out of there. Requiem is going to be tried by Thug. That's not going to work either. And 17-11 alternate. They've already lost the entirety of their mid lane, and Maya and Sandy seems like they want a little bit more. Now with another item coming up, a big item at that, is the Eul Scepter on Lina. She is level 11. Oh my god. This is... okay, I don't have the right hotkeys on this account. Where's that button? It should be... here we go. Here it is. Here it is. Yeah, level 11 Lina versus level 14 Shadow, level 13 Slark, level 12 and 13 on the Gyrocopter and Invoker. This Lina's mad farmed, man. She is absolutely stacked. And, well, Nico Baby's still on the hunt. Gyro spotted? Was he spotted? I don't know. But Nico Baby doesn't even have the Shadow Blade up right now. So he has Invis to get in and Invis to get out. He is going to reveal Ion Shell. He's going to walk right by a sentry. But it's actually going to be Milan in the most trouble. It gets Sunstruck. Kaboom goes the Dynamite. Sasu is feeling pretty good about himself until suddenly Slark also has Shadow Blade. Keep in mind, he's going to try TP out with Thug here. The Raze will kill him off. Clockwork going to give his life for the Shaker. Didn't really expect that one to happen, I'm sure. Otherwise, you wouldn't go for that one. But in the meantime, Spartan, wow! That was a Dragon Slay to kill off 3 of the small units of the Ancient stack. That's a huge gain for this Lina. I mean, it doesn't really seem like a lot. It's like, oh, it's 3 CS. Who cares? But taking that away from Exotic Deer and going towards the Lina. In the meantime, Exotic Deer, he's prioritizing the stack over the top tier 2, which is also going to be destroyed. That is actually a really big play from the Lina, and it costed her 145 mana. I don't think she's going to be too bothered by that, guys. 18-12, and Mind Sanity like clockwork, just rotating around, taking kills, taking towers, and maybe going to go for this Rubik. Lifted up into a stun. Global Silence is there, but Spartan is just going to walk away. No big deal. You don't get the kill, not a problem. They're also going to look for Milan, for Supreme, where Milan is waiting. Fissure is there. Do they have True Sight? They have a sentry. Drop it. There it is. And the right clicks will commence. Supreme will stay in the Ghost Walk. They have another sentry. There's a deafening blast. Nico Baby is disarmed, but the damage is enough, especially with the Echo Slam. Rip in pieces, Invoker. Yeah, he's dead. He's real dead now. 19-12. And again, it's my insanity to get these kills. They're just outmaneuvering alternate. This is a really clunky support combo in the Rubik and Silencer. Together, they don't really do that much. As a late game support combo, they're fantastic. You love yourself a Rubik and a Silencer, but can you actually get to that stage? That's really the question. It seems like the answer to this is no, simply because, well, they're 7,500 behind in golden experience and they're losing all their map control. Alternate need to hold. They need to get Exotic Deer like a giant stack of Ancients or some sort of farm. Like maybe any sort of farm would be good. They also need to not lose any more heroes. Nisha, no! Nico Baby, he's gonna get the kill instantly to dance. Fissure. Well, that could have screwed Nico Baby over. Oh no, Courier! Oh, run away! Okay, he's fine. No secondary tower shot. Tactical Courier tanking. Yeah, but alternate, they haven't really had any success with this Invoker so far. A couple of Sunstrikes have landed, but for the most part, he hasn't really done enough to shut down Thug in the early game, and the early game is long past that. He is almost at a Sheepstick, and that is a big item as far as Alternate's ability to get pickoffs. But now My Insanity, with all the towers claimed, they're going to be looking for Roshan, and now it's going to be really game time for Alternate. They have 30 seconds until their global silence. They may know about this, but can they actually do anything about it? It seems like no, simply because they will take it down so quickly. Maybe they'll be able to steal it. Sasu is going to clear the vision. He knows he's spotted. The My Insanity side know that they're spotted as well. And My Insanity, they're going to play it safe. They're going to fall back, but now Sheepstick picked up in the Evoker. He has no buyback, so if he's dead for good, and we have Nikobaby on the hunt. He is spotted by the Dire Vision, however, and if he gets popped with a lift, he may just get bursted down before he can get a BKB off. They don't really have many great ways to save the Slark if he gets in trouble, My Insanity. They're just going to fall back into the Roche Pit. And Sunstrike will do something, I think, maybe. But yeah, this Roshan is going to be claimed pretty easily by the My Insanity side, and just like that, the cogs in the clockwork are going to continue to turn, and now they should be looking to end the game. Is it really time to end the game, though, for My Insanity? They could wait for a lot longer and get a lot further ahead, simply because they have the map controls. They've only lost one Tier 1. The Invoker snagged that one in quite a long time ago, but really the amount of farm they get is a lot more than Alternate. So if they drag this game out, slowly but surely they will be getting more ahead, more gold faster than Alternate. Or they could just go for it. Sometimes you just gotta go for it. I would like to see them wait for at least the Blink Dagger on Shaker, but if you get the kill on the Silencer like this is good too. They'll jump right in. He's gonna get obliterated. No global silence there. Sasu jumps in. 2-man cogs, which is pretty good, but this is a Darkseer we're talking about. He's not gonna die very easily. They take down the Lina, but Thug and Nikobaby still hitting very hard in the backlines. They'll take down the Invoker. Meteor is dropped. Nikobaby doesn't care about that because of the BKB. They'll snipe the Clockwork with another raise. Double kill for Thug and Nikobaby. And Alternate lose 4. In exchange for 2, Thug, that's not gonna connect. That was actually missile towards Milan. And now that's a Blink Dagger for the Shaker. Fissure onto Exotic Tier. Nikobaby, he's not that healthy right now, so he'll have to pounce away, and he will get straight out to safety. Going into Invis. Milan, though, he's forced to tank the tower. Sasu has no hookshot. He's going to force staff forward, and Milan is going to get ground down by the missiles, but here comes Nikobaby. He is all alone. No, actually, Thug is still here. He's going to have one raise to offer. It's blade mailed, so it'll hurt, but it'll get the kill nonetheless. Thug draws a dominating spree. 1,900 gold on Nikobaby, that much closer to his Eye of Skadi, it looks like. I don't think the point booster is going to be anything else. Fortunately for Alternate, they hold high ground. And that is exactly what you want to be doing in this situation, but at what cost, really? Like, you could be holding high ground all day long, but if you keep taking fights like this, it's just all going to fall apart. And we have Nikobaby again on the hunt. Exotic Deer, he got dropped down to half HP just with the initial Shadow Blade hit. He's going to get out of there, just barely. It's something good going right for Alternate right now, but yeah, that's about all that's going right for them. They did not get a global silence either in that last fight, simply because the Silencer was killed off so quickly. Maybe if they get a global silence and they get a good Invoker combo, they can make something happen. Like, the Invoker had a Deafening Blast Meteor. It was fired off. It was, fine. Nothing impressive, really. Supreme's Invoker play has been pretty much shut down at every turn. And with a global silence, with the power of Deafening Blast Meteor call down, if the Clockwork keeps landing these hook shots, Sasu's hook shots have been on point, then they actually stand a chance at holding. But we gotta remember that My Insanity's Aegis is still live, and live for quite a long time as well. This time with the Blink Dagger on Shaker, and he is smoked up with Mitch on the sidelines, who also actually has picked up his Blink Dagger. So the dream is real. Blink into Echo Slam, or Blink Vacuum Echo Slam. And Alternate, they're just gonna try to hold. Nisha stole, which one is this? 700 range, that's the good one. It's the one that you want right now. My bad, guys. I don't recognize the Shadow Raises by their colors. I don't play the Shadow Fiend that often, but oh wait, Slark is going to go right to the back lines, wants the kill on this Silencer. He's going to save his BKB after it, but in the meantime, Milan gets a dunk over to the side, double kill instantly, whereas Nikobaby's charging into the tier 4s. He's going to get right on top of the Silencer, bring him down. Now he's into the Shadow Dance. He's going to run after Nisha. With the rest of his team, they're just going for what counts. Nikobaby's going to go for even more kills just to pad his score a little bit more. Double kill for him and 4 down for Alternate. Wall, Vacuum, Echo Slam, and GG. This game was so methodical for My Insanity, and for Alternate, it's hard to point at one thing that actually went wrong for them. The Gyrocopter got quite a bit on this top lane. The mid lane situation for the Invoker wasn't really good. The bottom lane was really bad, but I think really it was the Lina and Shaker that won the game for My Insanity. They had so many rotations. They were pretty much non-stop walking around the map. And once Nikobaby gets his Shadow Blade, as promised, guys, he's just going to join that party, and Alternate weren't quite ready yet. The Silencer pick as support, I think, is really the weakest part of Alternate's draft, but outside of that, it was fine. It's hard to point at, again, any one thing. But guys, this is only game 1 of the best of 3. So we will be moving on to game 2 in just a little bit. My Insanity 1 game up. Maybe I'll have a co-caster for the next game. But guys, I've been Mike Loris. Hope you enjoyed the casting, and we'll be right back for game 2.